Well, hello. It's the most electrifying woman in travel, Katie from the Katie Show blog here. And, well, I don't even know, am I still Katie from the Katie Show blog? Can I call myself that after such a long, extended break from making videos and doing blogs and all that stuff that I used to do? I don't know. You tell me. But it's your friend Katie here, and I think it's time for a chat. So I guess there are a few updates. And it's an awkward conversation, like I don't know how to start or how to have this conversation. And I always think it's a bit dicky when people are like talking about their breaks from the internet as if anyone would notice in their daily life, you know what I mean? Like I would hope and assume that you guys are just going about your lives and didn't notice, you know what I mean? But I did take like a year off doing YouTube and blogging. And so I just want to like finally get back into it, finally have a chat with you guys and just connect again. That's what I'm really looking for. So what's been going on over the last year? Well, for me, a lot. There's been some big changes. So just over a year ago, I got a divorce, which is a pretty big thing to go through. I think for anyone, no matter if it's something that you kind of knew was coming, you know, an inevitable outcome, or if it completely shocked you and came out of the blue. Like, I don't think it matters how it happens. It's a big thing to go through and a big change. So I was going through that. And then I also had this like added layer on top of just going through a divorce and having a failed marriage, you know, this added layer of being this foreigner in this country and then feeling the sort of very suffocating loneliness of that, of, well, now I'm completely alone, you know? And I'm very comfortable, like, right now I'm in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, by myself. Like, I'm comfortable being by myself and being independent and doing my own thing. But this was just, it was loneliness. Like, that's what I felt, because it was like, oh, nobody will notice if you die now. You know, like, I've always had that one person on paper, even if I spent the majority of my time, you know, just out adventuring, doing my own thing, or living life, doing my own thing. Now there's no one. There's no one to notice. And there's no sort of safety net. There's no backup plan. Like, it's just you. And that was a different kind of loneliness that I've never felt, even in all my solo adventures or doing whatever. Like, I've always had that safety net there. Somebody that would notice if I just went missing, you know? And now it was like, just you. And to add to that part of the story, like, you know, pretty soon before all this went down, like, I'd just become a citizen here in America and just put all my eggs in this basket. And that complicates, like, moving back to Australia and having that option there, right? So that complicated it a little bit. And then I also was like I've moved countries 3 times and started completely over like 3 times, and just not wanting to always be in this like treading water environment where I'm just starting from scratch all over again in a new place, and like having to take a driver's license test with all the 16-year-olds again in a new place, and like having to set up medical and all that stuff, and like open a bank account, just always feeling like I'm at day one, you know what I mean? Like, or never making any progress. And I know that's not an accurate way, because like I've made progress in like a lot of life experiences and stuff, but that's just like, I don't know, that's just how it feels. So I did decide to stay here in America for now and just kind of try and figure things out. But yeah, that's why I took a bit of a break from last year, because I just wanted to focus on what I wanted to do. And honestly, just getting through. Like at the start of it last year, it was like getting through that day, because you have to break it up into chunks. And like sometimes that was the biggest hurdle, just like, how do I get through today? And how do I get through my many mental breakdowns that are going on right now? But I also, you know, I just wanted to take that break from writing blogs and taking photos and taking videos, because I wanted to sort of, I was still adventuring and still traveling and still doing my own thing. That was always a part of my life since before I started blogging. It will always be a part of my life. I like adventuring and finding new things. Like right now I'm at this cabin in the middle of nowhere in Alabama, just like cruising and adventuring. That's just who I am as a person. But I did want to find, like, who am I when I'm not a wife, you know, and like kind of that service to a relationship and a husband. Who am I then? And who am I when I'm not a blogger? And you know, who am I when I'm traveling, when I'm not constantly thinking of other people, you know, like, how does this best serve you? How can I get the best information to you? How can I get the best clips at showcasing? You know, like, all that's going through my head. And I know, you know, sort of influencing blogging, it is a very self-serving, sort of narcissistic world, and I fully understand that. But there was a lot of how I did it that was like, how can I get the best information for the people who are looking at it, and how can I, like, most serve them? And so I wanted to take that break to still do that stuff and still be myself and enjoy the things I enjoy, but without being in a role that was in service of others. And it sounds really selfish. And I know people have thought solo traveling was selfish from the beginning, but that's what I needed to do last year. So that's why I did take a little break, and it was really helpful just to switch off from all this and switch off from everything else as well. Like, I've probably been a terrible friend in the last year. I've been a terrible family member. Like, I just had to switch off and just do me, really. And I probably owe a few of you guys an apology. Maybe the people I owe the apologies to don't watch these videos anymore or read my blog or anything like that, but there's definitely been times over the years where, you know, I was a little bit defensive of when trying to talk about my lifestyle or my solo travel or anything like that, like probably too defensive and maybe not speaking in a compassionate and kind way. And that's definitely happened. And you know, it's never about the people, it's always the person saying the things, you know what I mean, and being defensive. And it was 100% a reflection of, you know, my own pain that I've been going through and over the years and where I was at in life and my insecurities and all that stuff and where I was at. So that's my own, you know, lack of peace and insecurities spewing out at times, being defensive, and that's definitely happened over the however many years I've had this blog. You know, it's always happened, so definitely owe a few of you guys an apology for that. So what now? What happens to the Katie Show blog? I'll be honest, I don't know. I've thought about it a lot over the last year. I don't know. I know I'll always be traveling and adventuring, and I hope that I would still have something to provide that could be, you know, helpful when other people are planning their own. So there is that part of me. Do I always want to be filming my every move? Do I always want it to be all-consuming? Probably not. And I understand that probably the way I'd been doing it over the years, it had, you know, started as one thing, you know, just like my little hobby to sort of share adventures and stuff, and it had become almost a form of escape from other pains that were in my daily life. And so I had used that travel, which on one hand is something I love and something I enjoy, and it's fun, and it always has been, it always will be, but it also became like an escapist drug, you know, to numb. You know, I was always so focused because I was working a lot on it, and so it's like numbing with being overly busy and always on the go, and then just always doing stuff and kind of escaping from real life so I didn't have to deal with any of the problems. So there was that as well, that element. And I think that's one other reason I had to take a break from it, because I saw how I was using it as this escapism drug, and I thought I just need to like face everything head on finally, and face what I was doing and why I was doing it, and sort of like face myself, really. So it's like, what do I do now? Will I still do it? Probably. I still think I have things that I can help, you know, like that I can write my blogs and still help other people plan their travels. I like to think I could still do that. I don't think I'll be doing anywhere near as much, like the sort of worldwide on-the-go thing. I think those days are done, but I still can do local things. Probably won't be doing all the different, you know, military duty stations anymore. Like, I think that's done, but I think I can do my own, like, stuff like this, you know, just having the little cabin in the woods and finding adventures, and I think I can still do that. I think I still have a place to, maybe I just want to have a purpose, you know, but like, I think I still have that place where I could help people, and that place where the K-Show blog has a purpose. You know, I'm pretty sure this game, I've seen it in movies, you just have to get that to like over there. I've never played it, but we're about to find out. Oh, okay, fail. Epic fail. Someone tell me how you meant to throw them to make it go around. I'm gonna try again. Is there a trick? Is there like a wrist action? Oh, worse. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. Bear with me. Ugh. Okay. Is it high and then like... Oh, no, it's still shit. It's actually hot as balls out here. So anyway, that's my little ramble. Thanks for watching. I don't know if that was helpful or useful, but I just wanted to sort of address that elephant in the room, bring you along, reconnect with you guys as well, because we haven't like chatted for so long. Just sort of get that out there. I'm a very private person, so there's not gonna be any like tea spilling of details. That's my business. And I've always been private that way, so it will stay that way. But, you know, still open enough to be like sharing this journey. Swoop. Trying to act cool when it just collapsed. So that's about it for now. I will see you in the next one. Bye. But also not making any promises of when I will see you in the next one, because we're just winging it and we'll figure that out later.